City of Stevens Point Public Policy and General Government Committee meeting, recorded July 8, 2024.
All right, it is 6 o'clock. Good evening. I will call the Public Policy and General Government meeting to order. Clerk, could we have a roll call, please?
Kiemer.
Here.
Burr.
Here.
Steinmetz.
Here.
Lang.
Here.
Boozy.
All right, and we do have a quorum. Item number 2 is our license list, and what I would like to suggest, if there are no objections, is to take items 2A through E together. All the licenses, renewals, and change of agents, items F through H together, and then all of item 3 together, A through E, 4 separate and ending with number 5. All right. Acceptable?
And let the record show that Alderperson Boozy is here.
Alderperson Boozy is here. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to number 2, our license list. We have a change of agent for Sherrill Sales Corporation for their location at 1709 Strongs and 201 West Clark. A Class B beer license for Atithi. A Class B beer and Class C wine license renewal for the agent at 5720A Windy Drive. I believe that's Chef Chu's. A Class B beer and liquor license for Sunflower Cafe, which I believe is the new restaurant on Post Church Street, where the Rock and Roll Cafe and Two Harps formerly were located. And then finally, a Class B beer and liquor license renewal for Bakogi and Steve O's. Are there any questions, concerns, comments from the committee? From the public or online? And the chief?
No issues.
All right, thank you, sir. Is there a motion?
I move approval.
Approval by Lucy, that's a second. Second by Burr. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? And that's approved unanimously. Item F, G, and H are temporary class licenses, picnic licenses for the Hmong Association of Portage County for their sports tournament on August 10th through 11th at KB Willett. Item G is two temporary Class B beer and wine licenses for Pacelli Catholic Schools for Panacea on September 9th this year, and the Stevens Point Alliance for their wine walk downtown on August 16th.
Chair, can I just make a couple corrections?
Yes, please.
On F, it's actually being held at, it shouldn't be KB Willett, it's being held at 701 Badger Avenue.
Okay.
And for G, Panacea should be September 6th rather than September 9th.
Okay, September 6th for Panacea and 701 Badger Avenue for the Hmong Association. Thank you for those corrections. And then finally, H, a taxi cab driver license for Andrew Prokudowicz, perhaps.
That's pretty good.
I tried. For Northwoods Cab out of Schofield. Are there any questions, comments, concerns from the committee or the chief?
No issues.
And the public online? Is there a motion for those items?
I move approval.
It's first by Lang, second by Steinmetz. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? And that's approved unanimously. Item number 3 are the event and street closings. These are all recurring events that have happened in some case for many, many years. The first is a wine walk downtown on August 18th. Pink game for Charity Pink Day with UWSP Athletics on September 18th. The Point Brewery's Pointtoberfest and 5K Run Walk on the 21st of September. A homecoming 5K at Schmeekly on October 5th. And the Festival Foods Turkey Trot on November 28th. Are there any questions, concerns from the committee? From the chief?
No issues at all.
No issues for the police. Anything from the public or online? Is there a motion for those events?
Move to approve.
First by Burr.
Seconded.
Second by Lang. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any noes? and that's approved unanimously. Item number 4 is a beekeeper permit for John Bachman at 417 West Maple Ridge Drive. Seems his paperwork is all in order. Is there a motion for that item?
I'll move approval.
A first by Lang,
Second.
second by Burr. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed would be no. And that is also approved unanimously. Our final item tonight, item 5, it is a discussion-only item on the creation of a sustainability commission. Last month, with the approval of the clean energy resolution, a key component of that was the creation of sustainability commission. This is just discussion only to kind of gather some thoughts on what, I guess, how we can make this commission most impactful, what kind of goals and duties that commission might have. Will they be an advisory body and offer policy recommendations? Will they help set priorities? What might the relationship be between this commission and the Path to Sustainable Point work that was done in the past? What should the composition of the commission be, its membership? I guess you can go broad or narrow looking at this. So I guess I would start with the committee first, if you have any thoughts or comments you would like to add.
I guess I would have a question about, I know there was reference to other commissions or other like kind of commissions being put together in other cities, and if there's a skeleton to follow, or if there is, not recreating the wheel, but getting down to how is this set up? Where were the pitfalls? What can we learn from? I don't have those answers, but that's kind of what I would look to in forming something like this. And I don't know if there was a skeleton available or if there was a composition or at least a suggestion of direction to begin the discussion.
Is there anyone who would like to take that? I just in like my brief searching, it does seem like there's a number of cities or communities, villages that do have these commissions, and they do have some overlap and similarities. I guess it's sort of, we have to be mindful of whatever the Wisconsin statutes say, and I'm sure our city attorney will be on hand to remind us of that and keep us in those lines. But I think there is some, from my understanding, there is some freedom in terms of, how many people are on this board. Maybe it specifies there needs to be a staff member. I'm not quite sure some of those logistics, but I think there certainly could be some guidance from other communities in Wisconsin or outside Wisconsin in terms of, what they've done to be successful or what has worked there, being mindful that, we have our own set of needs and priorities as well. So, anyone else?
I liked, I guess, what the city of Green Bay did with their sustainability commission. 9 members, including 1 alder and 1 employee member. I think it would be good to have, obviously, like an employee on this, just to let us, I don't know, maybe, I just think it'd be a good idea to kind of have like a liaison between like staff and, goals, hopes, dreams we all have. And yeah, at least obviously 1 alder on there as well, if not, maybe 2 or whatever. But I did like that, because that was the thing I was going to say. It was definitely just at least 1 employee member on the commission.
And I think I've seen in other commissions, that might be a director, it might be someone appointed by a director, but yeah, I agree. I think it would be important to have staff input or guidance. Anyone else on the committee first? Alder Lang?
I agree with, sorry, go ahead, Sam.
Go ahead, Stan.
Go ahead, Steinmetz. Is he,
I agree with what's been said about having input from city staff and the committee as well, or different alders. Also making sure that the community has a voice. I don't want to get too into like defining the mission statement of it. I think that's something that should come from the committee itself. But definitely having that input from city staff, because they're going to be the people that are ultimately implementing these programs. I think that'll be vital.
Alder Lang, did you have comments to add?
I have a couple of points, I guess. First, that we just adopted a resolution, and so taking some action on this seems to be what would just follow naturally from this. We need to compose a body to take on some of the commitments we just made. So that part of this I find to be exciting in a way. Like, this is something that's going to be new, it's challenging, but we have what I can see is a lot of public support, community buy-in. There's people that have come forward, saying they'd want to take part as being on that board. So that's one of the things that I would like just to keep in mind is, the people are asking us to have this board, and they would like, we have people who would like to serve on it. So the decisions that we're making, I feel, are going to be generational, and that's one of the things that I hope is also brought into context as we have these discussions. Is like, this is a body that will have a big role in our long-term planning and where we move as a community.
Thank you. Is there anyone in the audience? Or I think we only have one online. Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that this is Maxwell Johnson, 2345 Jersey Street. This is really exciting to see the sort of discussion happening about this. It is a long process, and the speed of municipal government isn't as fast as climate action or advocacy, but I'm very glad that you guys are having this discussion. There are a lot of different resources. Alder Burr mentioned Green Bay has sort of an outline. Whatever you do look at in your own time to find out, sort of to better inform what a commission would look like in the city, I would just suggest making sure that it is tailored to this community and represents the people here. There have been a number of people who've reached out to me in doing a lot of this work who've said, hey, I want to sit on this commission. This seems something that I would be interested in. And I think those are great people in our community who would like to build on this, not just for carbon reduction specifically, but to ensure sustainability in our community, in our environment, and in our economy throughout the entire city as well. So kind of taking that into mind, there's a great presentation I was trying to find on YouTube earlier today from Wausau when they passed their greenhouse gas resolution in February of 2023. It's about a 15-minute presentation from the sustainability chair of Wausau. John Kroll gave a great presentation on sort of how this all came together, what the charge of their committee is, and how they worked with community members to come up with that resolution. So there are a lot of resources out there to find out about.
Thank you.
Jackie Guthrie, Alder, District 2, 2700 Peck Street. I would appreciate if the committee took into consideration the vast resources in our community where technical expertise in this arena exist. I also appreciate that our goal is long-term, and there are some quick wins and low-hanging fruit now, whereas other things feel really hard and maybe not technically possible yet, but we've got until 2050. So identifying folks that are technical experts that can help form lists of short-term wins that can really, accelerate the pace and enthusiasm and get some things accomplished would be ideal from my perspective. I also wanted to share that staggering the appointments so that we have some carryover and knowledge from the commission will likely serve us well and could be defined early on. Those are some points I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Broderick, Alder for District 4, 433 Wadley Street. I think we've heard a lot of good feedback tonight. I think logistically, this is pretty straightforward. We want to harness the power and education of all these members in our community that want to be involved. Crazy for local government. I think we need at least one alderperson. I would like to see a liaison to UW Stevens Point. They're already doing a ton of great work. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Let's kind of, yoke ourselves together with this work that's already going on. Fortunately, in terms of state statutes, we're really not restricted by much here. We do sort of have the power to create what we want. So I would recommend that in working on this commission, that we be very deliberate about what our mission statement is going to be. That is something you see a lot in ordinances that establish these commissions. From my perspective, I think the biggest thing is just not making more work for staff. Like we've said, we have these fantastic resources in our community. Let's leverage them to take some of that pressure off of the city staff members who are already doing, again, a lot of fantastic work. There are things like grant opportunities. We're going to have all of this data from the greenhouse gas inventory. Let's make sure we are in a position to find a data-driven path forward to achieving this 100% clean energy commitment that we've just made. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the audience or online? Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. Yeah, those were some great comments and suggestions, and absolutely, I think offering policy recommendations and priorities, again, short-term, long-term, and again, building off of what has already been done. I know staff has done a lot of work on this, and they have things that are ready to go. They just need the funding to do it. So building off of that and not duplicating efforts absolutely seems the smart thing to do. So that is our final item. And with that, we are adjourned at 6:16 p.m.